What's going on, guys? It's been almost 3 months since the last episode of the Collecting Saga. I figured it was high time to show you what I've gotten in that time. My pickups admittedly have kind of slowed down over the past few months. I've been busy with other things here lately. But regardless, I still have picked up some great stuff along the way. So we'll go ahead and jump in by looking first at all of the current generation stuff that I've gotten. Way back in June, maybe early July, Best Buy was doing a number of sales online, and I picked up a few PS4 games brand new for $15 and $20. I forget which ones now were 15 and which ones were 20, but either way, these are great titles to have on that system. So I got Bloodborne, a PS4 exclusive, God of War 3 Remastered. I've never played this one, so I can't wait to dive into this, and The Last of Us Remastered. Easily my favorite game on the PS3 platform, and definitely one of my favorite games of all time. So the fact that this includes all of the DLC that they released for it is just
gravy on that biscuit.
At some point this summer, I just cracked and I couldn't hold out anymore, so I wound up getting Uncharted 4, which I've already played and beaten. Phenomenal game. You really owe it to yourself to check this out. On that same visit, I also grabbed Assassin's Creed Unity, not because I really wanted to play it that much, but it was only, I think, $8. And my girlfriend loves the Assassin's Creed games, and the fact that this one takes place during the French Revolution is right up her alley. It's one of her favorite periods to study in history, so I grabbed it mainly for her to play, and she's already been diving in and enjoying it fairly well. While visiting some family in another state, I stopped in at a pawn shop, and I saw some games in there that I could have grabbed, but this was really the only thing I wanted at that time, and it was Lego City Undercover. I got a nice deal on this, and I've read that it's becoming kind of an uncommon Wii U title. And the last current generation edition I've added has been Octodad, Dadliest Catch. This is the physical release from Limited Run Games, so only a few thousand copies of this were made. I forget now if it was 5,000, maybe 7,500, somewhere in that range. And it seems I've already been sucked into the limited run release funnel because I've also since ordered Shadow Complex and had to do some quick thinking there. And Rainbow Moon, an RPG. Probably about a month ago, I was able to leave work early for some reason or another, really not sure. So I decided to use that time to stop in at my nearby half-price books and a GameStop once again, just to see what deals they had. I finally picked up a copy of this game Nier that I've heard a lot about. I only added 2 additional GameCube titles to my collection, and these were also at that half-price bookstop. So I got Robots and X-Men Legends. Both of these were complete and seem to be in great shape. That same day, as I mentioned, I went into a GameStop nearby and I picked up Crysis 3. I've never played any of the Crysis games. I figured for $3 I wouldn't pass this one up. As well as Star Fox Command on the original DS. Over the course of the past few months, I'm actually pretty surprised. I haven't picked up really very many cartridge-based titles at all. Besides those few Atari games, that N64 game, and that Super Nintendo game you might have seen in my last episode of Package Pals. But I did grab a few, and the first one is WCW NWO Revenge on the N64. And the other 3 that I'm infinitely more excited to have in my collection and to play as well are Maui Mallard in Cold Shadow on the Super Nintendo, Blackthorn, which is in pretty nice shape, I don't know if you can tell there, and most thrillingly, Breath of Fire. I popped each of these games in just to check them out, make sure they played okay, and I think I'm most excited to spend time with Breath of Fire and the Cold Shadow game. I got one free Wii game from my brother, and this actually completes kind of a set for me in a way. It's The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess on Wii, and it's complete. And the reason I say it completes a set is because I now have this copy, the GameCube copy, which I bought back when it was brand new in the GameCube era, as well as the Wii U remake that came with the Wolf Link amiibo. So, thanks again, brother. Alright guys, the last few games I'm going to show you I do consider big wins because I've been looking for actually all 3 of them for a while, especially one of them, which I'm going to save for last because that's the YouTube thing to do. So the first one is Castlevania Order of Ecclesia on Nintendo DS. Second is Castlevania Portrait of Ruin on DS. And lastly, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, a Black Label copy that's in terrific shape, as you can kind of see, I hope. I didn't get an incredible deal on this. This actually also came from Half Price Books here in town. I had a coupon and I had traded in some books and other things that I didn't need, so I got this for just under $50, which I was okay with. This game is going to be worth it, and I'm not going to be getting rid of it, probably ever. Very excited that in nearly one fell 3-month swoop, I've added a number of high-quality Castlevania titles to my collection, and I'll now have all this high-quality Metroidvania platforming action to contend with. Well, guys, that concludes this episode of the Collecting Saga. I really hope you enjoyed seeing what I picked up over the last few months. I suspect that now that we'll be rolling into fall and the holiday season after that, I'll be adding even more great games to my collection, and probably some total garbage too. But thanks so much for tuning into this short update on my collection, and if this was your first Cross-Chop video and you liked what you saw, please subscribe. Thanks a lot for hanging out at Cross-Chop today, and as always, play heavy.